Then I replaced me with the prop, and that got it pretty well. And then I did decide that I was going to put the soft tunnel cue, soft turn on a word other than her name.
So do you have just soft, or do you have soft and like, do you even bother with the super tight turns because those aren't as common?
Well, so like if I really, that's the thing. So tight is relative. 90 degrees needs to be tight for her.
Yeah.
Because she's never like, if I just say, so I replace, because I was doing like soft turns, like don't, it's not the first thing you see.
Right.
Pay attention. I was just saying her name. And so I replaced that with easy.
And then always turn towards you.
Yes.
You don't do left and right. It's just look towards me.
No, I'm like, please don't make me have a turn away from me on the exit of the tunnel queue as well. Like if I have to, fine. But thus far, in a pinch, I think I probably could just use her general left right if I needed to turn her away upon exit.
I'm thinking like the tunnels that you flip to like a weave hole kind of thing.
Yeah, if I can't like do it physically or like with the next obstacle queue, I think I could probably just pull out her general left right. But not if there's a jump right in front. Because then she goes, so like I said, I can probably solve it with what I have, and if it starts becoming such a thing that I feel trapped, I will train a second cue. But easy is always going to be towards me.
And then you have the tight turn.
And then tight turn is different, but like 90 needs to be tight for her, because otherwise, especially in the situation that you just described, if I just use easy, she's still got 2-3 options, it sounds like.
Yes.
So if I really need her to be like, or if I want to think about it, the tight needs to be like collect and find me.
Right, that's basically what I want. Like,
you know what I mean?
Don't look for anything else. But
exactly.
Only look for
exactly. So again, like in the scheme of like, what did she learn? No effing idea. But I like what I'm getting.
Okay. All right, that makes sense. Versus, I was thinking I had to do soft left and right, sharp left and right. I was like, God, you have 4 more words than me. Like, I just don't have it. I just don't. I barely am. I'm like, because I've added words with him, but I don't have a tabby, and I'm already like.
That's right. It's already hard enough, right?
Yeah, I'm like, I am maxed out, buddy.
I know. Yeah. So I don't think it needs to be the same list. I just think it needs to be a different list.
Yeah.
Than the dump.
Both the tabby has gotten away of this tabby era, a single tabby. Like I mean, that means like turn real hard and look at me. But he is just not as fast as not as he's flexible. He just has a little bit more natural flexion.
And I also think like some dogs, when we use their name as some cue, they like Shock immediately just tuned that out like so quick. She was like, yeah, that's my name. Don't wear it out.
Yeah.
Like
I think I was so good at using his name though, like anywhere. Like I don't ever use his name. Like I just so his name only means tunnel stuff. But with Kev, I think he was using his I do just because he's a wild child. I end up throwing his name out all the time. So I'm like, I'm just like for dear life, and it's the only
and that was essentially what made my decision, is that like I know that if something is going wrong, I know I'm going to say your name. Like if anything, if anything, because I'm not that I have a very hard time reacting like that. Like people who are like, no, stop, lie down. I'm like, where did that come from?
Right, because I started saying like real
where was that? How did you pull that up there? And I'm like,
I'm lucky if a name can come out. Usually,
yes, exactly. So if anything is going to come out, it will be her name. So then that was like another factor of like, I know, because then it did it opened up the possibility of now, like if she's been out on a line and now I need her to listen, I can say her name and then give the next cue. So like that's a little bit like it means something different now. Instead of just I'm panicking, therefore I'm saying your name.
That's not great.
I've also like experimented with like, can I force myself to like use her middle name as something like
I
don't know, one day when she was a puppy and I was like mad at her for the first time, I was like Sprinty Marie and it just came out and I was like, that works.
Yep, it does work.
That works. It's perfect. So like, can I just say Marie?
Yeah, I like it.
Because she responds to ma'am too in the house.
I use sir. My dog.
Exactly, right? Right. So I'm like, can I make those like silly nicknames into a queue so that I'm not, or like, can that be my panic cue so that I'm not overusing your name?
Yeah, and like Chem still responds really well to Puppy. Like I have to say Puppy running.
Right. Because he's a puppy.
Yeah, it's just like that's just what he's been called for so long.
Right. So it's yeah, those are some things to puzzle out for sure.
Yeah, we'll keep working on it. And I have a little baby like input funnel I can start with.
Nice.
So,
yeah.
Indoor training because it's snowing, 2 feet. So yeah. And should I keep working to get the jump piece more proficient before I really go crazy with the tunnel stuff, or just start doing it all?
I think it's okay to do it all together, because they should help each other.
That's what I was thinking. Like, hey, look, engage.
And I think you can put together some like really good like listening sequences with like a jump and a little tunnel. Of like you get to go through the little tunnel straight, but then you need to collect, and then you get to race towards the tunnel, but then collect the tunnel, and like I think you can do
1-2 jumps and a tunnel.
Right. So, exactly. So I think you can do fun things.
Yeah, I like the little puppy tunnels. They're so fun. And I also like drag 4 sandbags instead of
exactly.
Yeah. So, puppy tunnels.
Yeah, my setup yesterday, I was like, you know what, it's gonna freeze, so I'm not gonna bag the big tunnel. I'm gonna just put it away. I'm just gonna use the short tunnel.
The 10-foot tunnel in the yard is finished.
For sure. Yeah, exactly.
I don't want to bag anything more than that. And even that's 6 bags. The baby tunnel is only 4.
I know.
The difference.
I want to set up this course, but they're using like all 3 tunnels.
Well, and the European ones, I swear, more and more they've got 4 tunnels. Because I see them for 3 tunnels because I don't want to do 4. I own like 8 unnecessarily. But I only ever put out 3. And I'm like, well, I like this course, but I'm not really into this 4 tunnels.
Or I will do
for the 2-foot tunnel. I would like
yes.
the baby tunnel.
Yes, so that sort of thing. Or I turn a lot of jumping courses into like hybrid courses because I'll like replace a tunnel with a teeter or an A-frame or something, or like another set of 6 weaves, or like.
That's how I think about weaves. That's good. Yeah, because if you only go for that tunnel once.
Right, or if it's one, I know, like, why did you put a tunnel out there for one pass?
One pass, I know. Especially, well, and I get it from most of the courses for competition. They don't do a lot of tunnel passes, but the training course that people put out, I'm like, come on, like, use all your tunnels all the time.
Yes.
I'm not putting a tunnel on your training course.
Right, so that sort of thing, like, I look for, like, I do spend time, like, so I might skew more heavily towards looking at jumping courses, and then I just put the context in place
it's hard to do on an agility course to take out
because exactly, like it's so I tend to build jumping stuff.
I like that idea.
And it's
still getting harder and harder because I swear they're just using 4 tunnels in every single
I agree, because it's because 2 of them are under the dog walk, so you need 2 others in more interesting situations, like.
And I have thought about just throwing my dog underneath the dog walk because I just run underneath the dog walk. You can do this. If it's a layering challenge, I can just say go.
Yeah, they'll go there. Yeah, totally.
They will run under the dog walk. They don't need a tunnel to launch. They will just run.
That sort of thing. Yeah.
Or I need to make some groups. I probably make some groups too. I think we don't know. I don't need the extra jumping sometimes.
Yeah, that would be fine. Yeah, so something like that. So I just replace tunnels all the time. It's like whatever. And I try to look for it, like, does the tunnel actually change this? So does the dog not being able to see me make this the challenging bit or not? I replace the ones where it doesn't seem intentional.
But the teeter's also really good option.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I put the teeter in a lot. Because it's about right. It has a similar footprint.
Same length as like a
exactly.
Yeah.
Totally. So it's got about the same footprint, and then like a set of 6 weaves. Again, is like a 10 or a 15-foot tunnel. All 12 weaves, or like a 20-foot tunnel.
These pictures, like you can really bleed off them too, and just treat it like a tunnel.
Yeah. You just have to, and again, like most of the tunnel entrances are now pretty straight, so they're usually like a pretty good 1-for-1 trade.
It's the layering, the ones that are underneath things that are the problem.
Yes. So that's the other problem with the agility courses. Like when you start off with 2 tunnels under the dog walk, I'm like, do I want to build this course?
don't. But I also need to practice it, which is the problem, because I don't build it.
And also, like, do we need to practice on you?
I guess not. I feel like it's gotta get, that trend's gotta die soon, I hope.
Well, like, what are they gonna replace it with? I'm afraid of what they'll replace it. Fine. I get it. Like,
I mean, it's a use of.
It's a use of the space. If they want to use 4 tunnels, you need to put 2 of them under the dog walk.
Or just to have the proper spacing. Like when I'm designing for the API stuff, if I try to have each jump only being used once as the goal, minimal tunnel passes, which is also like you can only have 20% of your first tunnel passes, then it's like if I don't put something underneath something, I can't fit. I can't get like 20 to 25 people.
Right. It's just there's white space on the map. It just happens to be under the dog walk. Let's use it.
That's kind of how it's working out.
It was the same when I was designing for a facility 70 by 100-ish, but 2 posts. So like the dog walk can only go in so many places.
Right.
To begin with.
Right.
And if I put it not on a wall, I need to put a tunnel under it.
Right. If you put it in the middle, you have to, otherwise your floor space is just over, like you just don't have any over.
Nothing connect, like I have to connect the quadrants together.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, if you don't want to just have dog walk along the long end as your only option, which is what most people get when they have 70 by 100 with poles. They just get stuck with the dog walk always along the long wall, which is when I'm designing, I was like, I don't want to just have this as the only option I can afford.
Right.
All right. Well, we'll keep working collection. I mean, everything's going good for him, so hopefully this will make sense.
It will. It might not feel like it at first, and then it just sort of does.
Yeah. Luckily, I don't have any trials for a couple weeks, so I won't be breaking it. I'll only break it in class when we run sequences, which is a good time to break it because I can have other people watching and make sure I go back and fix it if I do break it.
Perfect.
So, all right. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Lisa.
Hello. So I have a good update. I did class with Vesper today, and nothing catastrophic happened, so that was good.
Yay.
She did really great. Like I brought her in maybe with just like 30 seconds of the dog before us finishing up in the ring, and I mean she was definitely like a little excited, but able to like just turn away and eat food and like do a little pattern dance. So I thought that was pretty great. Compared to Laszlo, who was like literally jumping over my head at 12 weeks old the first time he saw a dog in the ring. And she was like really into the food this time, which was nice. She was like a little less into like the toy and tugging than is typical of her. But then on the second turn, I used a different toy, and she was like super into that one. So maybe it's just like a toy preference.
Okay.
I'm trying not to be like, oh my god, she doesn't like toys anymore, and just be like, oh, okay, maybe like that toy is too thick and she prefers a thin toy, or like trying to use as information rather than like doomsday myself.
Good. How old is she now?
She just turned 6 months.
Okay. Yeah.
She has all her adult teeth in, but I think for a while there, like she really wasn't tugging well. I just started to come back where she's actually holding on to the toy and pulling back again.
Yeah, and they're like, I also think about like, are their heads done growing? Like, is there is there some other like growing discomfort when they sort of like kind of have a toy preference or kind of so-so on toys? Because like, I just kind of assume that anything that changes that rapidly with puppies is for some reason that I can't see.
Right. But I mean, her mouth isn't really small. I mean, look at snouts are like very narrow to begin with, and like her head is like microscopic. So her mouth is pretty small. Yeah. So the toy that she was really into on the second turn was like really small, compared to the other toys. So I don't know, maybe she's having a hard time gripping the other toy. I don't know. So I just kept it like really easy and fun.